Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well today. I had the most beautiful and glorious realization today, and it's something that's not new to me. It's something that I've been working on and working towards and sharing with others for a very long time. But this morning, it just really all made sense as I sat and contemplated why I'm so calm amidst all this chaos. Besides having a beautiful relationship with God and having immense faith in my journey, which I've developed over long-term physical hardship amongst other things, is this notion that I knew that we needed to restore balance to our world. This is not something new. Probably all of you would agree that the times that we were and are still living in are very out of natural order. Things need to be improved upon. Things need to be done differently. You know, there's a lot of polarity in the world. It's at an exceptional high. You know, even now at this moment as we're coming together, there's still a lot of division and separation. And I'm very passionate about helping to restore some sort of order. And in order for me to share these concepts with you about suggestions I may have as to restore external order, I needed to do an immense amount of personal and self-development on myself to find the harmony and the balance and the order within myself. I needed to integrate my mind, my body, my spirit, my soul, my thoughts, my feelings, my actions. I needed to make sure that all the aspects of me were all on the same page. And as you can see more than ever, we live in a very double-minded society. People have what's called cognitive dissonance, which means that what their head is telling them is very often different than what their heart is telling them, and vice versa. There's a lot of inner questioning that we have going on and running constantly within our thoughts and in our mind. So there's a lot of double-mindedness, you know, there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of, I don't know what to do. Who should I speak to outside of myself that can help mend this internal alignment that's off within me? So obviously in self-development, you may seek help outside for this alignment, but it's very often about going within. It's very often about going within to find out where your wounds are, where your issues are, and how you need to resolve them so you can be more balanced and integrated in every aspect of you. Okay, so we have many aspects of us. You know, we have different sides that we show up with in different circumstances. And you know, one of my favorite quotes, I don't know if it's a Buddha quote or what it is, but it says, "You will know peace when what you think and what you feel and how you act is all in alignment." Very often we do not do this for many reasons. We don't do this because we feel as though we can't, based on what society says, based off of our family lineage, based off of different rules and regulations, and we're fragmented as a human species. So this morning, I finally had this realization that the feminine principle is being restored. All right, and in this chaos is an opportunity to see that the world is not going to go back to normal. Okay, it's going to be a new normal. And that shouldn't be a scary thing because you're all resourceful. You all have lived this long on this earth and faced different challenges within yourself. You're all still here. You are resourceful. You are strong. You are malleable. You are able to change. It's just that many of us don't like to change. So after my first transplant, kidney transplant, I was told, all right, your life is going to go back to normal now. You have this new organ, and everything you've been through is going to stop, and you're going to be able to return to life as you knew it. That was the biggest shock for me because my life was never the same. It never went back to normal. It was a completely new normal that I needed to adjust to, that I needed to develop new skill sets to re-enter into my life as a new individual. It's exactly what's happening now, historically, is this virus that we have is giving us an opportunity to restore order in a different way. Obviously, it is chaotic. Obviously, it is a crisis. Obviously, it's traumatic. Obviously, people are dying. That's the physical, tangible reality. Beyond that reality, we often forget that there is a spiritual, a mental, and an emotional component to all of this as well. And this is giving us a profound opportunity to realize and understand, number one, that as a collective, we have an immense amount of fear and anxiety because it has all risen to the surface, okay? I don't know, but kind of a theory I've been thinking about is the amount of anxiety or fear you may be facing is a direct reflection of what has been going on within, whether unconsciously or consciously, and it's just being amplified and pressed to the surface right now. That I don't know, but what we do know is that we're terrified to not have toilet paper. Okay? We have some things we need to work through collectively. All right? So that's okay. That's not a bad thing. But what it's showing us is that the current ways in which we were doing things were not working. They were not adequate. How we were facing our fear, how were we treating our anxiety, how we are treating humans when they need to return to health, how we treat human beings needs to be changed, especially in terms of somebody who's working with an individual insofar as their health and wellness. What we have been doing, and we've been trying everything. We've been trying everything to balance out this state of anxiety and worry and fear that somehow lies within so many of us and is so deeply rooted. We've tried everything, folks. Everything. Okay? We've tried drugs. We've tried drugs and different drugs together. We've tried drugs and alternative methods. We've tried just alternative methods. We've tried yoga and fitness and Pilates and piloxing and this and that and Reiki and all these spiritual practices. Even people of great faith. Even people, who are claiming they have a very strong Christian faith or a particular religion are still having these fears arise. Why? Why? We're not ultimately surrendering to our journey, to the process. We've lost faith and we don't have as much trust as we should. We see glimpses of that. We see glimpses of this, but then ultimately the blanket emotion still returns to this state of distrust. So to kind of wrap my story up, to not make this video very long, I have believed for a very long time that we needed to heal and balance the masculine and feminine aspects of our own brains. Obviously, we have masculine and feminine in the world. We have male and female embodiments. We have males that carry more feminine energy and vice versa. I'm not talking about the human form. I'm talking about you as an individual in your body, no matter what gender you embody. You have a right and a left brain connected by the corpus callosum in your head. One side is feminine, one side is masculine principles, okay? So my suggestion to you is if you have no idea what I'm talking about, and if you think that this is invaluable, I challenge you to think again. I've been doing this work with individuals for several years, and it has proven to be very profound in explaining a lot of things and struggles that they have faced, and also this has helped them to move forward with a sense of more ease and trust and faith and courage and strength and grace and surrender. Everything, okay? So the left side of the brain is the masculine. This is the logical, the analytical, the linear, the structural. Look it up, okay? The right side of the brain is the feminine. This is the surrender aspect of you, the creative aspect of you, the introspective side of you. Masculine is the externalization of action. Okay, so what are we being told to do now in this self-quarantine and social distancing? We're told to isolate, right? So my suggestion is don't run to find something else to do because we've been living in a very predominant masculine yang society for a very, very, very long time. It's always do more. It's always, what can I do out here to find happiness? What else can I research? What can I take? Who can I talk to? What new boyfriend's going to make me happy? Oh, it's my girlfriend that's making me unhappy, or my wife. We've been externalizing and living more in this masculine principle for years upon years, upon years upon years. Now it's time to restore order. okay? So I have been trying with several people over the last several years to have them apply more feminine principles to health and wellness, because the medical system has been very masculine dominated. And I don't mean run by men. I mean in the way we approach medicine from a brain perspective. It has been very, very analytical, very logical, very data-driven, information-driven, which, don't get me wrong, is exceptionally important. But when it comes to true, authentic health and wellness and treating disease and treating conditions, we need to use a masculine and a feminine principle for holistic healing. I know the word holistic healing is very taboo, and it may take your mind to many different places, but please hear me out. If you're not willing to hear, you're unteachable, and you might as well just turn this video off anyway, because your mind is clearly made up. So, holistic healing. It's when you apply aspects of the masculine principle along with the feminine principle for somebody's overall well-being. What we've been doing has not been working totally. It has not been working, okay? So in this time where we're told to go within, to stay home, to isolate, to, think about what we've been doing and how we've been acting, and we can't connect as much as we want to because we're pulled away from that externalization. Use this as a time to reconnect within yourself with your own feminine principles, okay? Surrendering, trusting, having faith, going within, finding peace within. You're not always going to have the opportunity to externalize. And again, it can create a very big state of imbalance because you're not meant to always externalize. Okay, this is really only interesting for people who desire wholeness, who desire peace, who desire happiness and understanding with yourself and with another and with the whole. If you feel as though you have it figured out and your thinking is how you think and that's it, then this video is not for you, and that's okay. Some of you out there will understand what I'm saying. Some of you, okay? So I believe this is the time of the revival of the healed feminine aspect, bringing that thinking back into our systems, bringing it back into the medical system, bringing it back into the school system, bringing it back into how we work, how we run business, how we treat our employees, how we treat our family members, how we treat ourselves, okay? Please, if you don't know what I mean, I've made other videos on this. I've done workshops on this. You can reach out and ask questions. You can simply Google masculine, feminine principle of your brain and get a whole heck of a lot of really great information on this, okay? This is not new, guys. This is very, very old, in fact. And there's been many other teachers who've talked about this. It's been a very prominent running conversation in different spiritual communities. I know the Twin Flame community. That's where I learned a lot to balance my own masculine and feminine principle. Tony Robbins even has a whole workshop series on, are you predominantly masculine or feminine? This is the reason we talk about this, is because this gives you answers as to your past struggles, how you've lived, how you're living, and where you could use more balance and harmony. This is if you want to live a peaceful and abundant life, okay, and a happy and a joyous life. So I believe this time is a glorious opportunity to realize that I'll say she, the feminine principle is returning. And I don't want to say, the divine feminine is here, because that sends people into all sorts of mental projection. That's not what I'm saying, okay? Everybody has masculine and feminine within. Every man needs time to slow down. Every woman needs time to surrender and slow down. Whether you're man or woman, this applies to both, okay? It's about not leading our life with constant busyness, constant acceleration, constant, what can I find outside of myself to get me ahead in life? It's a different principle. It's the opposite principle, okay? It's the moon to the sun, and it all matters. It all matters. So I believe at this time, life will never be the same after this virus crisis. But I have enough vision to see that where we're headed is going to provide more balance. We're going to shift how we operate as a whole because the old ways weren't working and we weren't listening. We knew they weren't working, but we still weren't listening. We continued to try to pile thing upon thing and, medicine upon medicine and whatever to try to make things work. God had to step in. God had to step in. So now it's our time to stop, go within, see where you're imbalanced in your masculine and feminine principles, your right and left brain. Help to heal your polarization. Find balance. Again, this is only for people who want to be peaceful. If you have no desire in being peaceful, then don't listen. Don't listen to this. But if you want to learn and grow and evolve and be an individual in this world who can face challenge with grace and who can be happy and peaceful amongst chaos and who can flow between the right and left hemispheres of the brain, the masculine and feminine principle of you, and be pliable and flexible, this time is for you. The world will change. We will re-enter the world anew. And if you continue to hold on to how we've been doing it, and you will be in resistance and you will struggle. You will struggle. You're holding on to a hell that doesn't work anymore. Okay? So be open. Be open. Seek within. Know that this is going to be different and new terrain. We're in different and new terrain now, and it's going to be that way as we shift out of this. You're not going back to how it was. Okay? It's going to be better, but you have to be willing to go with the flow and to evolve. Okay? So, this is God's plan. You either go with it or you struggle. Thanks, guys.